Hey, so this is Michael Dobler, just making a quick video discussing my sources for the research paper. So just a few sources that I found so far. The first one is using synthetic populations to understand geospatial patterns in opioid-related overdose and predicted opioid misuse. So this is a scholarly article that was published in a journal. They use a lot of sources. I've read it through, and it seems pretty credible. It looks like a lot of other scientific journals I've read in the past, and it describes the methodology, introduces the topic, goes over a discussion, and has pretty thorough analysis throughout, so I'd say it's pretty credible. The second source is Strategies and Policies to Address the Opioid Epidemic, a case study of Ohio. Like the first source, it's similar in ways that it's credible, scholarly, and published in a journal. Again, also uses a variety of sources. Both of these articles I found using UC's database, UC's library database, and just searching with keywords heroin, opioid overdose, Cincinnati, a few other keywords like that, and just came up with these two. These two I think will work together pretty well, just because they both kind of talk about the second one is a case study of Ohio, so it's somewhat relevant. It's more relevant to Cincinnati than outside types of ones, and the first one I think is more relevant because I want to work with some mapping data and working towards following a line of inquiry for the study. And the first one, talking about geospatial patterns, is similar to types of things that I want to kind of look into a little bit. The third source I found that I'm a little unsure about still is Combating Opioid Overdoses in Ohio, Emergency Department Physicians Prescribing Patterns and Perceptions of Naloxone. So I was unsure about this one a little bit because some of what it talks about in regards to perceptions of naloxone might be a little bit more irrelevant to the actual line of inquiry I'm pursuing. Even though the prescribing patterns could be useful, it's also not as relevant as some other studies that I've been looking at. So because of that, I'm still a bit on the fence about whether or not I should include it. So a source I ended up discarding actually was a source called The Needle and the Damage Done, Framing the Heroin Overdose in the Cincinnati Enquirer. And this article just kind of focused more on analyzing a specific article by the Enquirer and the framing of it, rather than discussing the epidemic itself. So it wasn't too difficult of a choice to end up discarding it, just because it was more focused on like the methods of collecting and data gathering that the Enquirer's reporters used, rather than focusing on kind of what I'm actually trying to study instead. So what I hope to do going forward is to continue to find sources similar to the other three that I found, and try to continue developing my my inquiry that I'm trying to figure out, and just try to find more information specific to Cincinnati, more geospatial studies if possible, and try to narrow down and focus on using them all together to kind of work on addressing my question, and hopefully I'll be able to have it all organized and taken care of in the next few days. I've been a bit busy lately with planning classes and other stuff, but I think it's going pretty well. Articles I found all seem pretty credible, and I think like searching in scholarly databases really helps with that. So I think that's all for this quick video, and until next time, thanks.